Assalamu alaikum, peace. I'm Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, co-founder of OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com, and I'm also a wife and a co-wife. I do practice polygyny, but I'm monogamously married to our husband, Coach Nazir, as is my co-wife, Coach Nyla. And in this video, I wanted to tackle one of the more tougher topics, which is, are you married to a narcissist practicing polygyny or being part of a polygynous family, meaning a co-wife or co-wives? I wanted to talk about this topic because we have been contacted a few times. I personally have been DM'd or contacted about what are some of the signs and symptoms of a narcissist within a polygynous marriage. Now, we all know that it is important for us to mind our own marriage. I can't stress that enough. So what goes on in someone else's marriage is not our business at all. We shouldn't insert ourselves into that very intimate business of being married and being in a relationship that is classified as such as a marriage. But I wanted to really get into some of the symptoms and the signs of narcissism. Now, there's different, types of narcissism. There's different levels of narcissistic behavior on a spectrum. So there's the overt narcissist that is very, self-indulged, loud, boisterous, the more obvious type of personality. And then there's the covert narcissist that is more invested into, they're all consuming, they shame and blame, but they're more quiet about it. They need a lot of admiration to feed that personality type. Now, this is important to talk about because being a co-wife myself and being in polygyny with other people, so we have our husband and then I have my co-wife too, it is very easy at times with some people to center the focus on themselves and feed and protect their own ego within their marriage. Now, an extreme case of that, in an extreme case of self-importance, extreme, is narcissism. There's certain signs of it, this entitlement that you deserve your point of view or your rights and no one else does. This inflated self-image, believe in your own hype that you're actually better than what you think you are. Emotionally and psychologically, mentally abusing others to make yourself look better, diminishing the character of others in this evil tactical way that's very divisive so that you shine and you dim their light. Also, narcissists can be very impatient. They hold grudges. Nothing is ever their fault. Nothing is ever their fault. It's always somebody else's fault. I have a couple people that I do work with and know personally that get in trouble for not every single day waking their spouse up for Fajr or any prayer that's early. Tahajjud, Fajr, being a prayer that is mandatory. I have an internal clock as a Muslim. I wake myself up, and if I don't, I have a phone set to the different times of prayer per day. And when someone is a narcissist in your life, it becomes very taxing on you, the person that is getting the abuse from the narcissist personality type. Now, this could be men or women. This is not to jump on men. This is not to jump on women. It's just so that we all are aware, men and women alike, that are in polygyny, what it looks like to be married to a narcissistic personality type, and how difficult it can be to practice polygyny within those parameters. I have seen men crumble at the fact that one wife is very, very forceful and narcissistic and doesn't care about her co-wife's rights at all. She doesn't care about what she gets, what she doesn't get. I saw a post on social media once. It was asking for a poll of what to do if you're a co-wife and you're in the car with your husband and you see your co-wife or his subsequent wife on a bus stop. Do you tell him to keep going, or do you pick her up and give her a ride? And this person that posted it said, "I'll let her stay on the bus stop. That's my time with him." Narcissistic because she did not care about the safety, the rights of her co-wife. Now, she could have been saying this in jest, but we all know there's a little truth in any joke. And I didn't find it funny personally. I still don't find it funny. Because someone else's life and rights and role in polygyny and anywhere else, even if the marriage, remember I was saying we're monogamously married to the same man, is important. So to play it off, diminish it, destroy it, disrupt it, subtract from someone else's rights, and then say, well, I don't care about her, let her rot, is what that meant. That's an issue, because that is a sign there's some narcissism there. Now, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. But the signs are clear, and people have written books on such topics, because these topics are vital to the health and wellness of our marriages, of our relationships with one another. And if we can't see the signs, then we can't treat the situation accordingly. Also, another thing that our narcissistic people do is they use manipulation to get what they want. They might act like they're sick so that someone else doesn't get their time. They might use guilt or some type of sick reward system. If you do that, you'll get this. I remember many years ago, I was at a friend of mine's house. She's still my friend, and she's spoken about the situation openly, and she's since divorced this person. But I remember she wanted this mixer, and she was so proud of it. She's like, oh, I can use it, you know, and when I have everybody over for iftar. Her husband told her, if you lose 30 pounds, I'll buy you the mixer. But if you don't lose the 30 pounds, I won't buy it. And I thought that was very cruel, because I know that the husband that I've had for 25 years would have never asked me any such thing. Nor would I do that to him. That's something that would just be a gift. Birthday, whatever the case may be, just because. But to attach. And this woman was already very tiny. So I said, if you lose another 30 pounds, there'll be nothing left of you. And she was just hell-bent on working out. She said, yeah, but I got to get that mixer. Lo and behold, he was a narcissist. He still is a narcissist. But he's no longer her husband. Because the cruelty and the diminishing of her character and her self-worth was something that we all could see very clearly. And I remember after they got divorced, she said, you know what, Fatimah, I couldn't see it because I was in it. I only saw it after we were divorced. The abuse, the name calling, the getting off on the fact that I was hurting and crying and sad. You know, it's like living with someone that is a time bomb, very intense. And he was an overt narcissist. You're loud and boisterous about it. Everybody else had the problem, he didn't. Oh, you all are crazy. To a crowd of people It's all you guys. It's all your fault. They often make promises they don't keep. We're going to go on vacation. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it never happens. Now, if there's intention, if there's a plan in place to do such things and things fall out of someone's hands, that's normal. That's understandable. But to intentionally lie and play games with the hearts and the souls of people is a narcissistic trait. It's like dangling the carrot. I'll see if they take the bait. I know I'm not going to keep my word. I'm going to play with the emotions of whomever I'm, invested into with this game I'm playing. It's all a game. So when we neglect the rights of husbands, wives, children, blatantly and grossly and with evil intention, and we have no care for anyone else and what they're going through. We don't care about their side. Their side doesn't matter. It's about me and what I want and what fulfills me. That's a narcissist. So those signs, those symptoms of narcissism, we have to talk about these things and watch for these things and look out for them and make dua. We must. Preserving oneself and treating others with kindness and dignity and not stripping them of their rights, their human right, is something that must be protected. So we have to get educated so that we know what the symptoms are, what the signs are, what the red flags are. Some people are in great danger because narcissism can go completely, it's already out of control. But then when we start talking about narcissism and it becomes extreme, and then someone feels rejected that is a narcissist, that's when we kind of get into the danger zone, because we don't know what that personality type will do when they feel rejection. They could be violent, they could hurt themselves, others. There's so much that can happen. So it's important that we stay educated so that we can call it out. Because then above narcissism, we start getting into sociopathology, sociopaths, things of that nature. So check in on each other and check in on yourself and see how you're showing up in the lives of others, in your own life. You can have tiny little narcissistic traits, Of course, we all want to be valued, we all want to be needed, but it's not that extreme, obsessive. It's all about me and nobody else matters. Of course, we all want validation. We all want respect. We all want care and kindness. But it's not this level where it turns into narcissism, and it's a continuous mental and verbal abuse, sometimes physical abuse of other people's rights, their bodily rights, their mental health rights, their human rights. And like I said, and I will say it again, this can be women practicing this or men, but it must be checked. So I felt the need to address it. And again, I'm not an expert, but I have seen many people get hurt because of narcissistic behavior and narcissistic personality types. Narcissism can get completely out of control. Most all serial killers are narcissists. And we're not saying there's an extreme. There is an extreme, and then there's sociopaths. They were sociopaths. But at some point, that narcissist turned into a sociopath. Both are extremely dangerous. But there's levels to this. There's different labels on the spectrum of narcissism. I won't go through all of them in this video. It's a lot to unpack. There's much to learn there, and it won't happen in just such a short amount of time. But if you're in polygyny, you know, and again, we're monogamously married to the same man in polygyny. Thinking about the rights of others and not creating a narcissistic personality type is important. Everyone matters. Everyone's rights are to be observed and respected. Polygyny is not just happening to us. I say it all the time. It's not just happening to the individual. It's happening to the people that are all involved. The man and his wives. And the children, if any, that are part of the family. So that it can just cascade, and it can ripple into the lives of others. But at our core, we must check ourselves and make sure that we are not practicing this extreme form of selfishness and ill behavior and ill intention. So, I hope you guys gained something from this video. As always, it's a labor of love to help people, because I wish when I was going through polygyny that I had someone that, you know, was out there speaking about it and talking about it. I would have hopped right on that thing, but I had a really awesome support system. I speak from a place of privilege because of that. And I feel like I have that now. I still have that. Just a little bit more people in my life to support me on my personal development journey, because that does not stop. I'm always checking in and making sure I'm okay. I'm showing up for myself and the people that need me. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please check in on yourselves, others, see how they're doing, see if they're okay, reach out. All right, and remember to practice GLC, which is growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. Again, I'm Coach Fatimah with OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com. And remember, if you guys want to join our Relationship Mastery Inner Circle, please visit OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com/RM for Relationship Mastery. Follow us on our socials here on YouTube and Facebook, Outstanding Personal Relationships, and on IG, it's Outstanding Relationships. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.